Welcome into Drew's Daily Diamonds for Friday, March 21st, 2025. Breaking down the NCAA tournament here, day 2 of the first round. Let me know in the comments below where you agree, where you disagree. All is welcome. Your picks for today. I'll be in there chiming in as well. It helps grow the show. Smash that like button if you're liking the content. As we got a early tip up first, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 o'clock Eastern time on TBS. We are talking the 12-5 game, Colorado State and Memphis. This is first round West Region, Climate Pledge Arena, Seattle, Washington, with Colorado State minus 2-point favorites, 147 being the total. Now, this is the 12-5 game. People always like it an upset, but this is an interesting one because actually the 12 seed is the favorite in Colorado State. So watch the wording here, guys. If you're picking the upset in the 12-5, you'd actually be choosing the 5 seed Memphis, and they come in 29-5. Penny Hardaway's team is dealing with an injury, though. Their point guard Tyrese Hunter is out, and that's part of the reason that the marketplace is kind of liking Colorado State. Also, Colorado State, the Rams have won 10 straight games. They're one of the hottest teams in terms of winning down the stretch. They finished second in the Mountain West Conference. And up against Memphis here, one thing I worry about with Colorado State is when you look at the box scores of the Mountain West tournament, they played Nevada, Utah State, and Boise State. Nevada went 5 of 26 from behind the arc. Their three-point shooting just 19% in that game. Utah State 7 of 33, 21%, and Boise State 8 of 27. So they were facing teams that went ice cold from three-point range. And now they're up against Memphis here. This is the number 2 three-point shooting team in the AAC, top 20 in the country. They're also the number 1 three-point defense as well. And I brought up the point guard being injured, Tyrese Hunter. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but sometimes in college basketball, at least in the short term, when a point guard goes out and your best player, PJ Haggerty for Memphis, he takes an increased role. Sure enough, I mean, Tyrese Hunter was out in the championship game of the AAC, and they beat UAB pretty handily. And PJ Haggerty had 25 plus points in his last 4 games. So he's getting the ball more. I actually don't think it hurts Memphis, at least not what the odds makers are kind of projecting here. I think they're being underrated. Catching 2, I like them on the money line. I like the 5 seed Memphis in the upset. We'll put the 2 in our pocket. Don't disagree with the money line play either. Memphis Tigers over Colorado State Rams to start us off Friday, first round action. We got next game up 50 minutes later, 2:50 Eastern time on CBS, first round East Region, Lenovo Center, Raleigh, North Carolina. It is the 116 matchup. Some people like to kind of shy away from this. I kind of like a little angles here, though. On the Duke Blue Devils, the 1 seed laying 31 and a hook up against Mount St. Mary's, 140 and a half being the total. A little bit on Mount St. Mary's here, 23-12. They did finish 6th. In the MAC, the MAAC conference. They won the tournament though. So obviously getting hot, getting the bid here, but they did win all of those games as the underdog. So maybe a little bit overperforming. They also won the play-in game against American, got a little injury help there, but they're up against Duke here. This is a huge step up in class. Obviously speaking, 31-3. Top 5 offensive and defensive efficiency team, but Duke was also covering numbers, and that's what this is about. The ultimate equalizer here. Will Duke win? Probably. Will they win by 31 and a half? That's the question we're trying to answer. 21-10 against the spread for the Blue Devils. They're 26-1 their last 27 overall. And what I like to do when laying a bunch of points here in the tournament is go look at when Duke played other teams in this season that you would put near what Mount St. Mary's is ranked. And sure enough, Duke ran it up on a bunch of them. They beat Army by 42 points. They beat Wofford by 51 points. They beat Maine, who's a better team, that Black Bear team, by 34 points. They also beat the Miami Hurricanes, an ACC team, by 37 points. So I think Duke runs it up here, guys. I think they score 90-plus points. Let's call it 90-50. We're laying the 31 and a hook with the Duke Blue Devils in the 116 matchup Friday afternoon. Got 1 game left. It will be the best bet for the show, guys. Do have the show recap. Unfortunately, the last 2 days, Thursday, we had two. If you watched yesterday's show, go early. So I do have the recap here, even though I'm doing the show the day before. 0-2, we're going to go with on the record. Some of you guys might have won by a half a point with that Wisconsin total, but I did go back and watch. And 151, we gave out 151 and a half. So we lost by the hook there. So 0-2 on Thursday, 1-2 on Wednesday. And we were up, 4 or 5 units. Now we're down to 25 and 22. That's 53% winners over the last month, plus 1 unit of profit. So $100 better up $100. All included, minus 110 scale there. The VIG is included. So unfortunately, guys, a couple rough days, but feeling a bounce back here on Friday. If you're interested in premium picks, check them out. WagerTalk.com, experts page, Drew Martin do have a 4-pack upend available for Friday. The weekend card will be in shortly. All right, let's get after the best bet here, guys. A reminder, if you could comment below, it helps out the algorithm on YouTube. Anything is more than welcome. Any questions, your picks, fire away. I'll be in there chiming in as well. Smash that like button if you're liking the content. It's best bet, 3:15 Eastern, True TV, Rocket Arena, Cleveland, Ohio. For the East region, 7:10 game. It is Vanderbilt and St. Mary's. The Gales of St. Mary's minus 4-point favorites, 135 and a hook being the total. Vanderbilt, one of the SEC teams that punched a ticket, 20-12 on the season. And they're up against St. Mary's here, 28-5 from the West Coast Conference, 17-1 in the WCC. They were the regular season champions. They did lose to Gonzaga in the championship game. Breaking this one down on the court, I don't think Vanderbilt's playing all that great about basketball down the stretch. I mean, they have lost their last 3 games, regular season and SEC tournament, lost 3 straight, both straight up and against the spread. And when you look at the closing numbers, you know, what the odds makers had them at and what the betting public was betting them at, they lost by 35 against the spread points in comparison to the closing numbers there. So, man, they haven't been priced appropriately here. And they're up against St. Mary's that, yes, St. Mary's lost last year in the first round to Grand Canyon, one of the bigger upsets. But I almost think that helps them the next season, which is right now on Friday. I don't think they're going to let this one slip away. They got a solid senior point guard, number 8 defensive efficiency team. And when you look at the defensive metrics, this is a huge lopsided affair pointing towards St. Mary's because Vanderbilt was the worst defense in the SEC. They had a bunch of double-digit losses when playing the better teams. And, I mean, they're number 16 out of 16 teams, worst defense in the SEC. I think that comes to fruition here. I think St. Mary's is the more talented team. And I think they get it done. I think they win by, let's call it 10 points. It's obviously a low totaled game at 135 and a half, but I think St. Mary's covers the 4 here, guys. So we're going St. Mary's Gales minus 4 for the best bet of the show. In recap, we also talked about Duke laying the wood minus 31 and a hook. And we got the upset in the 5-12. We're on the 5 seed. Yes, you heard that correctly. Memphis +2 as the barking dog in that one. That's going to do it for the Friday show, guys. We'll be back on Saturday. Come back and join us. Until then, comment below, smash that like button, cash those tickets. Enjoy the rest of your Friday.